talking in mute. All right, so yeah, let's carry on to the next agenda, and the next agenda is the evaluation session. And for this, I will give the control for the evaluation and the general evaluation to our GE. So distinguished Toastmaster Miranda Rumi, the screen is yours.
Thank you. Okay, well, before I start, I would like to apologize for my dogs. I cannot stop them. So if it's a bit loud, just bear with me. Okay, we can start. We can start right away with our prepared speech evaluators. Are you guys ready? Yes, I would like to call first Bhavesh Ketpal, who would be evaluating. Can I do that according to the? Okay, let's do the according to the real order of the speakers. So we'll start with Denny Surya, who is going to be evaluating Gede Upik. Denny, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, well, you can spotlight yourself and then spotlight the speaker.
Can you spotlight me?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, me spotlighting you?
Yes.
Okay, let's see if I can do that. Spotlight for everyone. All right, there's
Okay.
Denny, and then also Upik. Yep. Let's spotlight. All
Okay.
right.
Say
All right, Denny.
congratulations, Gede Upik, for a great speech. Really touched my heart, and I feel like I lost my love because the speaking is so deep and it's great. I like, so there's two things that I like about your speech. So your speech is have a good opening and a good closing, which is you open with the quote. The quote is really tell you about the story, so the about love. So I think it's really important. I forgot the quote exactly, but the quote is about love. Also, I feel that you already achieve your target to have a good speech, and you have very touching story that I think it's feel from your heart. But if I need to have you to be improved, I think the first one is your body language, because you stay in the place and not move, not doing any body language. So it's like we get confused what you want to do. And then the second one, probably you can working on in your emotion. So when you say that you're excited about the story, when you found your love, is your now your wife, so you can say so excited and like that, hooray, and something like that. So you can do like that. And I think that's a great speech so far. To summarize, so you have a good opening and closing, and have a very personal story. And what you need to improve is your body language and your emotion. And if you want to challenge yourself, probably you can have vocal variety, and please light your room is more in the more light, because it's make we cannot see you clearly. I think that's all. Back to GE.
Thank you, Denny. Let's give Denny a big hand of applause.
Miranda,
Thank
you gotta
you.
mute your mic when the evaluator is speaking, because pretty much the
that's
whole entire
right.
time.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thanks.
Thanks. Thank you for that. Yep. Next speaker would be Bhavesh, evaluating Amelia. Bhavesh is ready. So I'm going to, okay, wow, this I really admire Danny for doing this, because I'm a little bit like, okay, how do we do this? So, all right. So there is add spotlight, and then Bhavesh also. How do I add Bhavesh's spotlight here? Okay. All right. So Bhavesh is there. Can everybody see him? It's like underneath my. Oh God.
It's done, Miranda. It's done.
Yeah, it was on mute.
Sorry, go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Learning is a continuous process. The person who believes that he has learned enough and that there is nothing more to learn is metaphorically digging a grave for himself. And when we learn, and as learning is a lifelong process, do we hit challenges? For sure we do. Do challenges make the learning process better and easier? They don't. But does the learning that happen thanks to the challenges much better? For sure. Thank you so much, Amelia Devi, for making us realize or reminding us that how challenges are definitely important in the learning process, or vouching for the fact that challenges will obviously happen in every project that we do is something that we definitely needed a reminder for. So thank you so much for that. Now, there were two spectacular things that you did in your speech today. Number one is the sincerity and the genuinity of your voice. Now, Amelia Devi, I have always believed that your sincerity reflects from the way you speak, from the way you try and communicate. So it's not just the words that you communicate that matter, but also the feelings. And I think those feelings really drive deep to me, and I'm sure that it drives deep to everyone in the audience. What will you do to challenge yourself? That is how you concluded the speech. And I think that was an amazing, amazing conclusion. So spectacular way of closing the speech by throwing a challenge out there to the audience, reminding them, challenge yourself, because that's what we are all about. Now, a few things that you need to improve on. Firstly, the speech looked a little less prepared and more conversational. So it seemed as if you had pointers written down on your screen or somewhere, and that you were just trying to remind yourself and trying to construct the speech as it went on. So that is something that you need to do a little more preparation. Second thing, less structure to the speech. So what, as in continuation to the first point, what felt like that you just were constructing the speech as you went on. Hence, there was no compartmentalization of information into an opening, body, and conclusion. That was something that you needed to work on. Now, your evaluation sheet says that it is the first speech for a vision. Now, to be a visionary is to be insane. Like a visionary that comes to my mind is Steve Jobs, who knew that the world would need touchscreen cell phones before we knew that we needed them. So what exactly is your vision for this area competition is something that did not come to me. For example, what will you do different than that what happens every year? How will you take the area contest from being something that's this level to something that's extraordinary? That is something I would have looked forward to, since of course it is about you and your vision, right? And if you want to be visionary in your communication, there has to be something extraordinary or a wow factor. So congratulations on your sincerity and your conclusion, but you need more preparation. You need more compartmentalization of information and the visionary wow factor. Thank you so much. Back to you.
Thank you, Bhavesh, for a very smooth, very complete evaluation. Okay, next I would like to call upon our, where is it? I would like to call on Eric Vic Johnson to give evaluation on Dede Mahotama.
Thank you. Thank you. Dede, I loved your introduction. You just jumped in, you were engaging the audience, and you gave us time to think. As a teacher, I always give my students time to think, and so often we ask a question and we just move on. So that was an excellent way to engage your audience from the beginning. I'd like to cover 4 things that I saw you did really well: the research, the clarity, the vocal variety, and the comfort level, and 2 things to work on as audience awareness and organization. So I thought the report or the speech was very well researched. You had tons of data. Your graphics were crystal clear. They were pleasing to look at. Your vocal variety matched the topic. It was a research. It wasn't flowery. It wasn't romantic. It was matter of fact. And your pacing and your pauses matched the purpose of your speech. And you seemed comfortable with the topic and with the audience. When it comes to the areas for improvement, the audience awareness in the organization, there was a little bit of, I had a little feeling that you assumed that your audience didn't know anything. So be careful of assuming what we know. Like you said something like, I'll be happy to clear your confusion. If we're not confused, we're going to be scratching our heads, and so be careful of that. Your eye contact was a little bit, I would like you to really speak to the camera and to the audience a little more. It seemed like you were kind of grasping some facts here and there, and your gestures should match what you're saying at the time. This type of speech, I don't think requires a lot of gestures. One thing I'm doing, this is kind of teaching for the whole group, this idea, because when we give evaluation, we talk to the whole group. Something I've been doing recently is I listen to audiobooks as I'm taking a walk, and I just practice my hand gestures as they match what I'm hearing in the audiobook. It's a really excellent way. This speech didn't call for a lot of that, so just be careful of not moving your hands too much when it's not purposeful. And finally, in the audience awareness, I want to know why we should listen. I want you to either tell us why it's important or convince us that it's important. Connect the subject to our lives from the outset so that we are there and we're listening with purpose. Or you could pretend that we are a different audience. You could say, I'm talking to college freshmen and this is a course in whatsoever, so that what you're saying matches. It gives me a reason to listen. And finally, besides the audience awareness, is the organization. It was very well structured. Your slides showed that you thought through what you were going to say, and it was very well organized that way. But in terms of, I would like to have heard from the beginning what you were going to say in the speech. They say when you give a speech, tell us what you're going to tell us, and then tell us what you told us. So just a simple graphic at the very beginning that would have given the overall structure of your speech would have been very helpful, as well as at the end. Your ending was, I loved the humor at the end, but I would have liked a little bit, maybe a little less detail in the speech that was a bit over my head, and a little bit more of a summary at the end to recap what you'd said. So overall, I loved your energy, great citing your resources, and great depth of research. Thank you.
Thank you, Eric. Very, yeah, I really like that. That's evaluation. I will talk more about that. Thank you. And now I would like to call our last evaluator, Rina Lukiandari, who would be evaluating Natalie. Let's welcome Rina.
Hey, a good speech will always make us sit down still and listen carefully and let the time flies until we realize that it's done. Very well, Natalie. Ladies and gentlemen, the most impressive of Natalie's speech, if you notice, is that she follows all the aspects of motivation techniques and how to motivate people on the team. Natalie went through the manual thoroughly, which I really appreciate because I believe that some of us tend to skip the reading. Natalie highlights how to motivate One is about the transparency, because the transparency will create a sense of belonging. Communicate, where she built two-way communication between her and the team member, and also the verbal appreciation and the feedback. And most importantly, that it is followed by the 360-degree evaluation. Natalie outlined it in such a way so we know exactly what the aim was. Her experience organizing a team to set up gavel club meeting and have to make a contact with everyone in the team. The other thing that I'd like to highlight is the arrangement between Natalie and the camera. This is a very good, very appropriate, that we can see her hand gesture where she tends to use that a lot while delivering the speech. Now, I would like to go deeper on your speech for the things that can be done better. At first, I was expecting that you shared with us further on the challenge that you face while leading the team. So it will be a complete aspect of experience when the time is getting tough and how you overcome it, as well as when things running smoothly. Because I remember you mentioned about the difficulty you had, but it was only a glance. And if you are able to go further in more detail, it will be great. Something like a simple explanation for a seemingly difficult problem. So for several minutes, I was taken back on things that I can learn from your speech. No matter who we are, we can always motivate others, as this is something that can be learned, and it's not difficult once we are willing to try. So I would like to leave you with a quote from Simon Sinek. Good leaders make you feel safe, and that's what you prove. Thank you, Natalie. Over to you, GE.
Thank you, Rina. Excellent. Excellent evaluation. Okay, so next I would like to, actually I'm going to call the grammarian first. Yes, I would like to do
Table
that.
topic evaluator?
I will, okay, yes, you can do that. Table topics evaluator first. Let's welcome Ben Whitaker.
Right. Thank you, Madam GE. 5 great speakers today. I'm going to give you guys each one by one a little bit of positive, a little bit of what you could probably do better. Now, first, coming from, I believe, New Jersey, I met this gentleman in a random Arizona club last week. So thank you for coming. Toastmaster John. A little bit easier than the Frederick Douglass topic you had on our meeting before, right? Miranda, can you mute your mic, please? That would be super.
Yep.
So the bittersweets. So you had bittersweet. Loneliness and the feeling of being unwanted is most terrible. Now, John, he started with repeating the question and then rolling that into a question where he asked us, the audience. And then he went right into a reference, Castaway, which was the meat of his story. He gave himself time with that, repeating the question, asking the question, because then he knew the flow of the story. That helps, gives you that reference, and now we had the flow. And he wrapped it up with all a main message. This was not a bittersweet speech, by the way. The only advice I would give you, John, for this speech would have a little bit of emotion here, right? It was a very little more monotonous in a sense with your voice. With this, I think you could kind of bring it up and down a little bit to take us on that kind of wild ride, especially when Tom Hanks is like, Wilson, right? Bringing us back to that moment we saw that. So very good job, John. Thank you for coming all the way to Bali. Hope you enjoyed it. Andre, also bittersweet. No matter how badly your heart is broken, the world does not stop for your grief. Andre, you went right into a personal story. It's a great way for new speakers to start, because a personal story has a beginning, a middle, and an end. It allows you to kind of control the factor with that. And also with personal stories, it could be, you're going to see the message for a lot of us, a lot of the speakers today. It can be very therapeutic where you get off your feelings and get them off your chest. And that's very true with a lot of Indonesian speakers. You guys are very emotional and you're not afraid to show it, which most of us Americans can really learn a lesson from that. Now, one thing, Andre, I would like you to see you do better is work on your eye contact, because when you were thinking, you were going up here and down here. So just think and look at us, right? Because you were there, you had the story. We got to train ourselves to kind of look at that little dots, that camera, while we're pausing to give us that time to think. Great job, though. Joss, all the way from Qatar, so welcome, and thank you for joining all the way here to Bali as well. You took the sweet topic, grow old with me, the best is yet to come. Now, you started great with the collecting your thoughts with silence. It helps. Silence does help, because when it's quiet and we know one person's about to talk, the audience usually gets locked in. Then you rolled that into your thought beautifully and used the phrases and rolled it into a personal story, which again, very emotional, very therapeutic. And you connected it right into something that we can all use with the audience, which is fantastic. My advice for you, Josh, is I believe you had a tough time at times coming to a conclusion, because at the time you started going off in different directions. I do this as well. I can't put things together sometimes. So I would try to kind of go with that one story, possibly with your parents, coming from that conclusion, and then giving the audience that's something, that really deep thought for the conclusion at the end. So good job, and thank you for coming as well. Emmy, bittersweet. Love is like heaven, but it can hurt like hell. I do definitely know this. And you started with what I always come to love about you, the great big smile. You went into your dream where a younger man swooped you off your feet. But you had a sad twist. I believe you controlled this speech beautifully with your pauses, because it's such an emotional topic. And again, here in Indonesia, I've come to expect a lot of you guys to really just bring out your emotions, which has helped me throughout my 2.5 years in Toastmasters. So you did this really good with a really tough subject about your personal life. And one of my students 2 weeks ago came out to me saying he had suicidal thoughts as well, which I can really relate to, and having many friends commit suicide. So it's definitely a serious topic. And anytime someone has these feelings and they're able to share it with everybody, it's an amazing thing. So thank you for bringing that topic to us, and talking, and you're strong enough to bring it out to you. So bringing it out to us, and thank you very much for that. All right, Seni, the last one. Seni, you had your question, sweet love. Love me and the whole world is mine. Now, Seni, you paused. Again, great way to control the audience. Then boom, right into one of your many, many talents. You started with a song. Now we're definitely hooked. So you collected your thoughts, came out with another personal story, and started with a great personal touch about self-acceptance, which is fantastic. Now, I would have loved to hear about one of these moments where you struggled with self-acceptance and then how you overcame it. Because you kind of went and, which is like a run-on sentence. One thing is, like, if we can, in 2 minutes, it's not a lot of time, if we can come out with that introduction, which you had beautifully, come up with that personal story, give the audience something to walk away with, and then just end it the way you typically do, probably with the song as well to end it. And I think that would have been perfect. But again, you all 5 did a great and fantastic job taking these topics and making them your own. And hopefully the audience was entertained with all of them. Back to you, Madam GE.
Thank you, Ben, for a very thorough evaluation, and I think it's very valuable for the speakers. Okay, we'll move on now to our reports. I would like to call upon our grammarian, Andri Lesmana.
Hi, Miranda.
Yes,
It's Aji
hi.
speaking here. Yeah, maybe we can do the ballot casting first before.
Is that how you want to do it? Okay.
Yeah.
For all the, yes, all right, let's do that. Are we going to use the poll, Aji?
Yes. To the ballot counter, and Wijaya, can you please step up and cast the ballot?
Okay. fellow Toastmaster and guests, please vote on best person that you think that they did the best job at those, and send me the ballot, and I will count them and I will announce the winner after the end of the meeting. And I will send the poll. It's time to vote.
If you want already voting on that, I will close it.
Okay. I will announce the result, and the winner for
Are we gonna
Not
wait?
yet.
Wait. No, we
Later
don't.
on.
At the
not
end.
now.
Oh, you're so energetic.
Oh, sorry. Not now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right. Thank you, Anda. So now we will soon find out who they are at the end of the meeting. So before we do that, let's do the reporting first. I'd like to call upon Andri, our grammarian from Ubud Canggu Toastmasters.
Thank you, Ibu Miranda, for the time. Okay, the report will be started from what we can improve in terms of language use. So the first point is, I noticed someone said, we welcome. It's better to say let's welcome or please welcome. And then the pronunciation of the word heart, which is, someone pronounced it hurt instead of heart. And blessed, someone said blessed, which is actually blessed. Someone mentioned, or someone said, for your trying, I think it's better to say thank you for trying. And be careful of using article is in patrol, because patrol is uncountable or mass noun based on Lexical by Oxford Dictionary. And someone said for das, which is actually for those. Someone mentioned which is for human, which is actually wrong. If you refer to someone, you say who is, not which is. So we can improve on that as well. And the word encourage, someone said encourage, encourage, not encourage, based on Lexical by Oxford Dictionary. And something that I also by myself, I still struggle on this, and I think some of us, I mean, most of us actually in Indonesia, we struggle to say or pronounce the, like motivate, not motivate, motivation. We are all have, supposed to be we are all having. Taking care by, supposed to be taken care by. Okay, those are the things that we probably can improve for further for language use. And then something that I've found really good, or something that is beautiful use of language, is in terms of grammar, someone said on a team, which is so good, like, because most of us actually thinking in a team because it's like in the group or something. But here I search on Google and also in the dictionary, on a team actually means like on a team or with the team means you are as the member of a team, not not referring to a position, but when you say in a team, it refers to position only. Well, that's based on the based on Google. And the word purposeful, which is I personally seldom to use this word, and Eric reminded us to use this because he used this word. So thank you very much. And I love when Natalie used this expression to put our gear into action, and then go find your love. Go find your love, because love will find its way. And I love the question, what will you do to challenge yourself? For me, it's like a motivation question to challenge myself further. Okay, so those are the things that I would like to report as Grammaria. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Andre, for being very efficient and thorough. Okay, I would like now to call Emmy to come forward. Emmy, to do the accounting.
Yes. Yes, can I start, Miranda?
Yes, please. Yes, please. Go ahead.
Okay, first of all, thank you to Magical Bali that give me a new format for the counter. I will bring this form and this new format to my club, Denpasar Bahasa, which is the bigger difference is now I know the lexical and non-lexical part of the A&M. First, I would like to congratulate speaker, Natali Cahyadi. You have a clean sheet. Congratulations. And for evaluator, we have 2 persons here have a clean sheet, Bhavesh Kipal and Ibu Rina. And for the TT evaluator, Ben, you have a clean sheet as well. Next, for the another speaker and evaluator, this is an amazing thing for me as a TT counter for a long time, that you have less than 5 for the lexical term. So for who do not know, that lexical form is like a so, yeah, what, now, but, because, okay, or, right, which is used to connect sentence together. And the non-lexical term like I and so all speaker, all evaluator have only less than 5. So I think tonight all the role takers doing a great job. You have a less and less day by day to do the I and also the lexical term. Thank you again. I think that's all, Miranda. Very great tonight to have that all people speak up and perform genuinely by less doing the I and also the lexical fillers. Thank you.
Thank you, Emmy. Thank you very much.
Thank you for this. Thank you for this.
Yeah.
I will bring it to the Bahasa. Thank you.
Yes, I think you're really enjoying that. It's like your new toy. All right, I would like now to do my complete evaluation, the general evaluating, and I would like to share. Just give me a second. I'm trying to do this. This is the first time I'm doing it this way. All right, how do I share? Okay, advanced. Okay, now, where is it?
Share screen, advance, and then slide as virtual background. Is that what you want, Miranda?
Yeah, like I already created it, but now I don't see it. Okay, hold on. I think, just a minute. Give me just a second. I think what I did was, oh, I'm all nervous now. I'm saving it to cloud and now I cannot see it. Okay. All right, maybe I'll just share it the usual way. So without my face. I think that's easier. Let me see, cancel first, and I'll just go share basic. Because basic, I can see it. Yep. All right. So forgive my inaptitude. This is the first time I'm doing GEing like this. Like, I would like to start with, first of all, the organization and the introduction of this meeting. So start on time, excellent, excellent. And I think we're still close to being on time. And I would like to congratulate John for being the first time SAA. We can all give him some applause because it's his first time doing that. And then, yeah, the president was smooth and then introduction was done. So a few opportunities for growth that I would like to share is I was missing the tone of the social interaction before we start the meeting. Usually if there's a like befriend guest or like a greeter, then that person could greet everyone and ask questions, so that kept the conversation going. What I was seeing today, there was like pockets of silence that felt a little bit uncomfortable. So maybe in the future we can make sure to have someone assigned to be the greeter. And so for John, SAA, I know this is your first time, but maybe you can practice a little bit so that it comes out smoother and doesn't sound so much like reading it. And here with the Tom, I would like also to remind to ask members if there's anybody who's going to screen share, so that could be prepared in advance, or let the Zoom master know. I noticed today with the speaker, with Dede, it was a little bit it took time before he could really share. Yeah, and then pin the timer. I don't know if that is still necessary, but I think it would be good, since today we have 2 people who went overtime and under time. So the next thing that I would like to address is the logistics. Okay, starting on time was a wonderful thing. Okay, sorry, this is that okay, sorry, this is something that I a little bit messed up a little bit. Yeah, the Zoom host, I would like just to comment on the Zoom host, that it's a very smooth spotlighting. It's such a pleasure to experience that, because in other clubs, if the Zoom master is not very proficient, then it doesn't feel very comfortable. So sorry about my dogs, okay? Yeah, and what I was missing from the Toastmaster of the meeting today is that I didn't notice, usually the introduction of guests happen after the meeting starts. So between the president or the Toastmaster of the meeting, whoever is a guest to our club is asked to introduce themselves so that everybody knows. So maybe something that could be put into consideration for the next one. For prepared speakers, everybody had a very interesting topics. It was a joy to hear very informative and very varied topics. And the suggestions that I would like to make is if there is, okay, I already mentioned that, especially if you see the L1P3, which is the research and presenting by Toastmaster of the meeting, then check if they need to screen share, so that the Zoom host can be, how would I say, given notice so that they can prepare that, right? So for now, for some speakers, I noticed there was like very dark, especially, I would just mention this, I think it was G'day. When you spoke, it was completely dark, and I think it's already mentioned. So, you know, like we're now on online mode, right? So it's very important to really pay attention how we present ourselves. So if you notice that in some cases your face is dark, or that your position is like you're looking down on the camera, that is, it's actually not very attractive for the audience, especially if you're looking down on the camera, because you may not realize, but people can see like, look at your nostrils or you look at your chins. So try to see if you can put your camera at least close to your eye so that you don't look down. It's a little bit better to look up. Okay. And then what I noticed, there are a few speakers who read their script. I know right now we probably feel that when we're in the camera like this, nobody sees if we read. But actually, audience can see it. The eyes, you can see if the eyes are moving and reading. And then also the tone is influenced by the reading, because the tone is like, okay, you're reading, so it's not interesting, it's not lively, or it's not animated. So I know we're all becoming a little bit lazy, including myself sometimes, but please try to practice, even if you know that you can read the script. Yeah, especially if you're doing contests. I've seen people who are in the contest who also doing reading scripts. Just like, imagine that you need to speak in front of the audience, the live audience. So I think give more attention to your speech by practicing a few times. If you read a few times, if you practice a few times, then you would not be reading word per word, which looks very wooden. All right. And if you need to screen share, so not just Tom, the Toastmaster, contacting the speaker, but also I think it would be nice for the speaker to take the responsibility to let the Toastmaster know, or the Zoom master know, that they would need to screen share, so that the Zoom master can give them the access to co-host, so that they create screen share, and so we don't lose time. I think they went over time primarily because of the delay in the changing of that. So now the tape topic sessions, I just would like to commend Melita for being very friendly. I love this explanation that you do, and you're so very smooth. You chose very interesting topics. And then the last thing that I think is very, very important, the ability to reflect after each speech, so that it makes the person, the speaker, feels heard when you comment on what they're saying. And yeah, maybe just one sentence, but that's enough, so that they feel heard and that they know that they're being acknowledged. So excellent job on the table topic mastering. Now the speech table topics evaluation, I found the 4 evaluators are excellent today. Very well done, Bhavesh, Denny, Eric, and Rina. And in particular with Bhavesh, I like the smooth and structured and very thorough evaluation. It's I think you're very talented in the evaluation techniques and in speaker in general. The suggestion I have for you is positioning yourself in front of the camera. I noticed that whenever you're in front of your camera, you're very, very close, and it's almost like your head is cut off, and there's light behind you. So it makes it hard for you to be seen. So I would like to suggest that you pay attention to that. And then for Denny, I like your clear suggestions and very clear summary in the end. What I would just give you a little bit of suggestion is use less the word but. You can always change the word but to and, because every time you say but, a person would starting to feel like, oh, okay, this is going to be bad, right? So if you can just change that a little bit, I think it would make your evaluation much more effective. And then for Eric, I love your sincerity, your genuine, well, it's not counted anymore, right? Genuine evaluation. And I really felt that the evaluation that you give was really caring about the speaker. It's not about you, but it's all about the speaker, and it's a felt sense. So I really appreciate that. The only thing that I would like to suggest for you is give a little bit more energy in the presentation of that, and give a little bit more power. And I think you would be really captivating when you do all that. And then Rina, excellent observation and analysis. I just love the way you very detailed and looking at each aspect of it, and then being able to give suggestions that that are really spot on and very useful for the speaker. And then the phrase, I learn a lot from you. I think every speaker, when they hear that, they feel very motivated. They feel very special when they hear that. And the suggestion is about lighting and camera, and it's a little bit blurred in your face. I would love to see, like, you know, as you mentioned, Natalie was doing very good, yeah, very well with that. And I think you can probably do the same. For Ben, thank you for the reminder of muting. And I would like to praise you, commend you on looking better on Zoom now. You used to be like a little bit blurry, and now you're looking really good, really handsome this time. I don't know what's
that's your
this time.
camera you bought me. That's the camera that you. That's the Secret Santa camera.
All right. Well, it looks good. It looks good. You look good. You look very handsome, and yeah, without beard, you even look better. And I love the way that you showed vulnerability. You comment on the vulnerability, but also you showed your vulnerability. Something has changed in the way that you evaluate. It's a lot softer and a lot more, I feel a lot more compassionate and heartfelt. So yeah, of course, the evaluation are very convincing and very spot on. But those things I really enjoyed. And the blinking light behind you was a little bit cumbersome. I don't know what happened there, but there was like a what do you call that? Light bulb or something. Yeah. All right. And then from reporting, yes, everybody did a great job. Andre, detailed, excellent listening. And Emmy, sorry, I didn't write it, but also excellent listening. And I can just see how you bloom and very happy doing that. I've never known anybody else who just love doing the accounting like you do. So congratulations on that. And Tere, I said, your smile makes everything, well, make the nervous system relax. So I love the creative spiritual background. And then Anda, for your first time taking a role, congratulations. Yes, we love your enthusiasm. Yeah, this is just a little bit for a grammarian. Maybe you can classify, you know, what are the pronunciations that can be improved, and then from the grammar side, what can be improved. And then for the R counter, Emmy, I would have loved to see the sheet screen shared. So it's very clear like that. Instead of you looking down, we can see how many we have. And I think that would also sink in better, right? And then when you said non-lexical, I don't really know. What does that mean? All right. So maybe can explain a little bit. What is lexical and non-lexical? Because not everybody know. So all in all, I know it's almost like that. The shining moments of this meeting, or let me start with the opportunities of growth first. In general, I would like to recommend everybody to increase your awareness when you're presenting online. Do you have the lights on your face? Is your positioning okay? Is the camera level with your eyes? And all things like that, because it really takes some points away when you're not clear, when you cannot be seen clearly, or when you're a bit blurred, or when you're positioning, like you cut your head. Actually, like, you know, Sandy, maybe you can put your head down a little bit so that you can give a little bit of space above, you know, things like that. And then for Tom, what I'm really missing in this meeting is that you didn't introduce the role takers and the speakers. And I would really love to see that, because it's very important to boost their confidence, and also for them, for the audience to establish connection with the speakers so that they become familiar. So I would really like to see in all the meetings moving forward, there's a good introduction of all role takers and the speakers. And then to add a befriend guest or greet guest, and have a host prior to the meeting who really welcome the audience or the participants, and just make them feel welcome. But the shining moments, I love the various informative topics for the speakers, and also from the table topics. And then the fact that we start on time and smooth execution of roles, which shows that this is I guess I would say almost a mature club. Everybody is aware of their roles so that they can execute their roles easily and smoothly. That's all. Thank you. And back to you, Toastmaster of the meeting.
All right, thank you so much, General Evaluator Miranda. And now we are on the final session of our meeting, and this is the moment of truth. So this is going to be the Hall of Fame. Now I would like to call Anda Wijaya as the ballot counter to announce the winner of tonight's speaking sessions.
Okay, fellow Toastmaster and guests, after we count the winner for the best evaluator is Natali Cahyadi. Oh, sorry. The best evaluator, Lina Lukiandari. really sorry. Lina Lukiandari. Aduh. And for the winner of best speaker, Natali Cahyadi. And for the winner of table topic speaker is Jos.
Oh, he's on.
Jos Amande. Yay. Big applause to all the winners. Congrats for all the winners. Back to Tom.
All right, thank you, Anda Wijaya, for announcing the winners, and congratulations for the winners. Now we are not officially, but we are finished with the meeting. So yeah, thank you. I would like to say thank you for all the role takers, especially the role takers from other clubs. Special thanks to Andre Permana from Ubud Canggu Toastmaster Club, to Emi Ermia from Denpasar Bahasa Toastmaster Club, Teresia Enda from Bali Toastmaster Club, and Rina Lukiandari from Surabaya Toastmaster Club. Thank you for joining and helping us with the roles. And I would like to have some comments or feedbacks from the guests tonight. So let me hear from, okay, is there any guest? Okay, maybe Vijay Kumar. Hello, Vijay. Can you please unmute and then share what you like about this meeting and maybe some feedbacks?
Yeah, good evening, everyone. Hi, it's nice to be here. Yeah, I enjoyed the meeting, but I came in a bit late because I was busy this whole evening. So I've been here only for about 30 minutes, 30, 40 minutes. Sorry about that because I was really very busy this whole day. Yeah, I'm very happy to be here. Hope to come to your next meeting. Now, when I came in, I saw the evaluations being done. Now, the evaluations by Miranda was excellent. I think one of the most important things about giving evaluation is you don't tell, oh, you spoke very well in everything. You start telling, now, this is what you did. This is very good. Now, you can improve by doing this. Let me tell you about my experience. I went to I'm from Malaysia, but I went to 2 foreign clubs in the past 2-3 weeks. Yesterday, I was in an online meeting with a club in Lebanon. 2 weeks before that, in a club in Cyprus. And that's exactly what we did. When you do the evaluation, you tell. You don't have to go so much and say, oh yeah, you did a fantastic job. What you should do is come straight to the point. What you did is good. That's what I told a Cypriot Toastmaster, and I also told a Lebanese Toastmaster. Now, you did this, very good. Now, I think you should do vocal variety, and if you give some dramatic effect, because she was trying to emphasize something. Now, even of course on camera, you may have to stand up. Sorry, I'm in my single vest shirt. You have to stand up. Give dramatic effect. Tell, this is how you did. Yes. And then your body language shows earnesty. You are very interested in giving a valuable feedback to someone. Now, that is what I told those Toastmasters, and they appreciated it. I will be online with them in the other 2 weeks, I think next week. with the Lebanese, in 2 weeks' time with this, I will be for more with the Cypriots. And if I'm asked to do an evaluation, that's what I'm going to do. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
It's a great meeting.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you for your feedback, Vijay. And now I would
Yeah,
like to
come.
hear from John. John Niradka.
Okay, thank you very much. It's a little early for me, but I did try my best to be here on time, which I think I did. And I did enjoy the meeting. There were the way the agenda is structured is different than other meetings I've gone to, but I like the additions such as table topics evaluator, which I don't see very often. And I think that's an important part of the meeting that was well done by Ben. Overall, I enjoyed the meeting, and I believe I'll try to come back again at one of the future meetings.
Yay, thank you. Thank you for your feedback, and we would love to have you back again. So yeah, please do come to our meeting. Yep, I think that's it for the feedback. So yeah, with this, I would like to adjourn the meeting for tonight. There is no like a proper hammer, so I use this. Yep, thank you everybody. And if